Hello and welcome to Spindle Engraving. The first thing you will need to do is go to View Collaborate and download Engrave Pattern file from your Additional Resources file under Engrave Signs. Once you've done that, open this in Adobe Illustrator. When the file opens, you will notice it is a bunch of perfectly spaced purple strokes. Do not change the size of this file in any way. The lines are perfectly spaced, so when the machine follows each line and engraves out each line, the total engraved out area will equal your paint fill shape. If this purple line file is altered, it will increase the spacing between lines, and they won't overlap as needed, and you will instead end up with lines through your artwork and a bunch of micro scratches. The machine by nature follows lines. If the purple lines aren't used in the next step, the machine will only engrave the outer border of your shapes and text. This is fine in some instances. However, for some tasks you do need to paint fill, and they need a solid, engraved out area. Make or import your artwork, and then select what you want to paint fill or solid engrave. Make this a compound path by going to Object, then Compound Path, then Make. For the paint-filled object, put a fill color on this, and no stroke color. Now, move the purple lines behind your desired paint-filled artwork. Send this purple lines to the back. Select both shapes, your artwork and your purple lines, and go over the Pathfinder on your right-hand side. Find the Divide button, and click this. Click off the artwork to deselect it. Then click on it again, and ungroup it. Start selecting all purple lines outside of your artwork, and delete. Your artwork will now be separated into lines of the same thickness and same spacing as the purple lines we once had behind it. Perfect! Now the machine will follow all of these lines to engrave you out a solid shape. Ensure all the rest of your artwork is on the same artboard, and save this either as a PDF, EPS, or AI file, and move to the cutter in the CNC room. Log in to the CNC computer with the details below the screen. On the desktop, open GS8 Gravo Style. It is going to look very familiar, and is the little sister of the laser engraving software. Just like the laser software, we are going to enter our panel size here. We are also then going to reduce the margin to 1 mm by ticking the identical margins box and changing the first box to 1 mm and hitting Tab on our keyboard. Again, just like the laser software, we open with this red line in the center of the page, telling us the page isn't activated and stopping us from importing our work. Activate by clicking on the blue cursor and going into selection mode. Now, go back up to the green diamond and import your work. Again, if any of these settings boxes pop up, do not do anything, just click the green tick and move on. Only edit if you have a PDF with multiple pages and you want a specific page. Position in the top left area of the panel. You will notice there are no rainbow balls on the left-hand side. That is because this machine does one thing and one thing only: engraves. Zoom in to ensure your paint fill lines are where you want them to be. As explained, the machine follows lines in order to work. If we were to put the artwork in without these paint fill lines added, the machine would only engrave the border of the shape. It won't naturally fill in the shape. Click your art and go up to the same area you would usually find the orange firework, and click the blue machine head symbol to go to the machining menu. We only ever do two things in this menu. This menu shows where things are sitting on the panel and also the thickness of the panel. It always says 3 mm. Leave this as is. The machine does an auto-calibration and picks up the thickness of the machine. All we do is turn the speed up all the way on these two speedometers and do a preview. Once those two things are done, hit run and go to the machine. Clamp your panel onto the bed using the provided Allen key tool and clamps. Try to have at least one on the side and one underneath to stop the panel moving around, but up to top left of bed. Once you have hit run on the screen, this remote will beep at you. First, click the green diamond button. Machine will go to a point on the panel and freeze. Remote will say remove the cutter. This is an opportunity to change the head. The bigger the hole on the head, the wider the cut will be. The heads are in the container on top of the machine and can be taken on and off with pliers. You will very rarely need to do this step, but the machine will remind you every time. Just click tick on the remote and ignore the step if you're not changing the head. Hit the tick button. Machine will come down to panel and pick up the thickness of the material. It will say insert the cutter as one final reminder to put the head back on. Hit the tick button. Remote will say turn the micrometer to engrave, turn it all the way up, and then hit the green diamond to cut. Here you can see the machine is now engraving. We didn't place the purple lines in the text, so it has just engraved the border, as mentioned. And it is currently in the process of engraving out those purple lines inside of the VU logo to form a solid engraved out area that we will paint fill with enamel paint. The material for this task, Gravo Ply, is a two-tone material. It engraves away the top layer, in this case green, and reveals the middle layer, which in our case is white. Check the shelf in the back room for color options. Happy engraving!